General Hospital spoilers reveal explosive situations, more death requests, lots of contemplation, and so much more. You won't want to miss a moment of this exciting new episode. Laura, Jenny Francis, and Trina, Tabyana Ali, look on in horror as the haunted star goes up in flames. The WSB did its thing and directed its drone strike at Victor Charles Shaughnessy, not knowing that Spencer Nicholas Alexander Chavez was on board. Authorities arrive just as Valentine James Patrick Stewart is brought back to life by the antidote lethal, Kathleen Gaddy, created, but now it's time to see who survived that explosion. Trina and Laura can barely believe they came this far only to see Spencer die and brace themselves for news when they learn that a body has been recovered from the wreckage. Willow, Caitlin McMullen, is thrilled that she might be just hours from receiving all that coveted bone marrow from Aunt Liesel. But that still doesn't mean she wants strife in her family. She already got Nina, Cynthia Watros, to promise to make peace with Carly, Laura Wright, whether she lives or dies, but now she has to talk to an angry Michael. Chad Duell GH spoilers say that Willow gives Michael some food for thought. Will he decide that it's not worth turning Sunny in after all, considering Michael has known his father was a mobster his entire life and never cared about it till Sunny, Morris Bernard, decided he didn't want Carly anymore. Dex, Evan Hofer, and Jocelyn, Eden McCoy, spend some more time together on Monday, but they can only think about Sunny as usual. With everything going on with Carly and Willow and how kind Sunny has been of late, Joss wonders if it is the right time to turn Sunny in to the authorities. It seems Dex is wondering the same thing, but if it doesn't happen, what was the entire last year of his life for? Well, at least he met Jocelyn, and that's what counts, right? Will something happen that helps these two make up their minds about what constitutes right and what makes a person wrong? Carly doesn't care that she did something wrong. She only wants to make sure she will be all right, so she turns to Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, to see if he knows how much the SEC has on her. Finally, Sunny has a talk with Diane, Carolyn Hennessy, and asks her to break some rules for him in order to help Carly. He also asks her if it's too late to be a stickler for rules. Tib Roberts, Tristan Rogers, talk with the attorney get to her. These General Hospital spoilers tease a change of heart, false accusations about faces, maybe, and so much more. This will be a week you won't want to miss. The end appears to be nay for Willow, Caitlin McMullen, now confined to a quarantine, cut off from the physical touch of those she holds most dear. With death swiftly approaching, Willow summons Nina, Cynthia Watros, to her room to finally make a tentative peace, or whatever will pass for that. Fresh from his adventures abroad, Drew, Cameron Matheson, immediately sets about battering poor innocent Ned Wally Kurth about the face and accusing him of being the one who alerted the SEC to his and Carly's, Laura Wright, illegal dealings. Well, Carly's illegal dealings, but semantics. After picking himself up off the floor, Ned strenuously denies the charge, and after taking a beat to compose himself, Drew starts to think that maybe, just maybe, he might be way off the mark. In other General Hospital spoilers news, Chase, Josh Swickard, throws himself into work. Sam, Kelly Monaco, and Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, put their heads together. A desperate Cody, Josh Kelly, calls on Selena, Lydia Look, and Tracy, Jane Elliott, calls in a favor. Meanwhile, with the conquering heroes making their triumphant return from Greenland, Esm, Avery Kristen Pohl, rushes to the titular medical center to be reunited with her son, while a grateful Portia, Brooke Kerr, and Scott, Kin Schreiner, do likewise with their respective loved ones. Finally, General Hospital spoilers have Dex Heller, Evan Hofer, being thrown for a major loop. Might Michael, Chad Duell, finally be ready to put an end to his vendetta against Sunny? Morris Bernard, D. In case you missed it, mornings on Soap Hub are for commentary or wild speculation about General Hospital's current stories, where they're going, how they're doing, and sometimes just what we're hoping we will see in the near future in Port Charles. We're particularly fond of this one, so please click here to read it. The General Hospital recap features Laura Collins proving that she is still the GOAT. Laura realized there was yet another weather machine in Victor's underground bunker and managed to stop it before Port Charles had a May blizzard. Victor managed to escape and made his way back to the haunted star, where he ran into more trouble with Spencer and some drones. Holly got Anna the antidote so that Valentin could survive his latest strife. Things happened in Port Charles too, and those things were all about dying Willow. Now let's dive a little deeper into the details. Laura, Jenny Francis, had to know what was going on with the dinosaur of a computer and realized it was spitting out the same map that Mikos's computer from 40 years ago generated. This made Laura wonder if there was another weather machine around. Laura explained the first Ice Princess story to Curtis, Donald Turner, and insisted the computer program she saw now was the same one she saw then. Laura realized this other weather machine was about to target Port Charles. Just then Portia, Brooke Kerr, Elizabeth, Rebecca Herbst, and Jordan, Tanisha Harper, noticed snow in May outside Portia's office window. The computer told Curtis and Laura that it could cease operations if they entered the formula for carbonic snow, something Laura happened to know. It turned out that 40 years ago, Laura had studied the formula after they stopped Mikos in 1981. By some miracle, she remembered it cause we all keep the most obscure things in our brains as we grow older. Laura entered that formula now, and just like that, she saved humanity from a weather catastrophe. However, they were not out of the woods yet. When they used the satellite phone to call Jordan, she informed them about the WSB drone strike. They informed her that Victor was on the haunted star trying to escape with the pathogen, so Robert, Tristan Rogers, got the WSB to call the drone strike off. Phew. While still on the haunted star, Trina, Tabiana Ali, got through to Jordan, who warned her and Spencer, Nicholas Alexander Chavez, that there were drones on the way to destroy the island. Trina just couldn't leave Curtis behind, and Spencer didn't want to leave Laura. Jordan didn't want to hear any of that and demanded that they get on the plane with Ace right away. Spencer finally realized that Jordan, Felicia, Christina Wagner, and Robert were right and started to make their way to the plane. Over by the shore, Holly, Emma Sams, kept her gun pointed at Victor, Charles Shaughnessy, as Liesl, Kathleen Gaddy, begged her to shoot. Victor reminded them Liesl couldn't be shot because she had to get home to bring her marrow to dying Willow, Catelyn McMullen. Liesl didn't seem to care and told Holly if she just pulled the trigger, she would instruct her on how to extract the marrow from her dying body. Without the prospect of Willow dying to hold over anyone's head, Victor showed off his caboodle full of pathogen. Holly wasn't swayed and took it upon herself to tell Victor she was the one who arranged for his favorite body part to stop working, something that amused Liesl. Victor was so enraged he tried to shoot Holly, but Drew, Cameron Matheson, came up behind him and knocked the madman out. But he soon woke and escaped. Liesl hit her head but came to pretty quickly and told them that they had to get the antidote to Valentin, James Patrick Stewart, right away. Liesl told Drew she stole the antidote from the caboodle. The next thing we knew, Trina and Spencer spotted Victor sneaking back to the boat with his pathogen. Victor was outraged to notice the antidote missing when he got back to the haunted star. He decided to have a few when Spencer snuck up behind him and told his uncle that it was all over. He demanded that Victor hand over the caboodle, but when he refused, Spencer just knocked him out and took it himself, not knowing drones were headed his way. When Curtis and Laura were back in the snow, they ran into Trina and Ace only to learn that Spencer had gone after Victor, which is where the drone strike was headed. This news absolutely horrified Laura as she, Trina, Curtis, and Ace watched the haunted star go boom. Back in the bunker, Valentin thought he was still hallucinating when he saw Anna, Finola Hughes, and called out that she must be just like Helena. Anna assured him that she was absolutely real. Valentin insisted the real Anna was in the hospital, but Anna explained that she left the hospital so he could be with him. Poor Valentin just cried as he is apt to do, but he finally realized that the woman in front of him was real. He begged her not to open the isolation door because he was contagious. Valentin told her that Liesl and Victor have the antidote while also begging her not to run away to get a hazmat suit. Instead, Valentin had some dying words as he proclaimed Charlotte to be the best thing that ever happened to him, along with Anna, of course. He then went back a few decades and said he should have known that he wasn't sleeping with Anna all those years ago, but instead it was Alex. Anna has compassion in her eyes whereas Alex had none. He thanked Anna for redeeming him and then promptly passed out. When Valentine came to, Anna was in the room, and she knew she had become infected too, but it didn't matter because she loved him. She didn't want him to die alone, so she was there to die with him, if she wasn't one of the 20% the virus wasn't set to take out. It's a good thing that Holly happened along with that antidote to make everything right in Vanna Land again. Carly, Laura Wright, and Joss, Eden McCoy, were not happy to see Sunny, Morris Bernard, and Nina, Cynthia Watrose, arrive at the hospital, but Nina was desperate to know how Willow was doing. Carly reluctantly informed Nina of what was going on, despite her keeping Willow's collapse a secret when she saw her at Kelly's. Sasha, Sophia Matson, also showed up to comfort Nina and see how her friend was doing. Michael, Chad Duell, was glad Willow agreed to stay in the hospital, and Willow was glad to see Carly arrive. While Michael was frustrated to learn that Sunny and Nina were there, Willow was not and even asked to see Nina. Michael soon shocked Nina when he relayed Willow's message. Nina arrived in the room as Carly was leaving, which was pretty awkward. Once alone, Willow told Nina what she wanted. Willow's final wish for her own mother was for her to leave Carly alone. She wanted peace between Nina and Carly but understood they would never be friends. Willow asked that Nina stop keeping score of who wronged who and just let all the anger go. Nina promised her daughter she would do what she wanted, knowing she already turned Carly into the SEC and had to let the chips fall where they may. However, good news soon arrived when the bone marrow, we mean Liesel and Drew, got through to Carly on the phone and told them Willow's life-saving elixir was on the way. Carly ran in and handed the phone to Willow so Liesel could tell her she was still alive and the marrow was on its way.